Won't you be no dusty miner like me? I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Holler, where the coal cars roar and rum past my door. Now they're standing rusty, rolling empty, and the yelling and don't stop here anymore. And his face is white as February snow. I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Holler, where the coal cars roar and rumble past my door. Now they're standing rusty, rolling empty, and the yelling and don't stop here anymore. To the office to get my payday like I'd done before. Them old kudzu vines are covering up the doorway. There was trees and grass growing through the floor. I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Holler, where the coal cars roaring and rumbling past my door. Standing rusty, rolling empty, and the yelling don't stop here anymore. Dust. I never thought I'd pray to hear that tipple roar, but Lord, I wish that grass would change to money, and them greenbacks fill my pockets once more. I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Holler, where the coal cars roared and rumbled past my rolling empty, and the yelling don't stop here anymore. You gotta come on up to the house. There's nothing in the world that you can do. You better come on up to the house. You've been whipped by the forces that are inside you. You gotta come on up to the house. Well, you're high on your mountain, top of your mountain of woe. You gotta come on up to to the house. Well, you know you should surrender, but you can't let go. You gotta come on up to the house. You gotta come on up to the house. You gotta come on up to the house. This world is not my home, I'm just passing through. You gotta come on up to the house. This world is not my home, I'm just passing through. So why don't you come on up to the house? Well, hey, hi everybody, Linda McRae here. It's so fun putting those intros together and everything. I just wanted to mention that that opening song during the countdown is from an album that I did a few years ago called "Carve It to the Heart." It was produced by the amazing Mark Lesperance, who lives in Vancouver, and a bunch of my friends from that area played on it. Stephen Necleva is playing all that beautiful guitar work on there. He's an incredible guitar player and plays a lot with Petunia these days. And Paul Pagat, ordinarily he's known for his guitar playing, but he was playing the upright bass on that tune. And my good friend Nova Devaney, who had a show on YouTube last night in her alter ego duo group that she plays with Miles and Karina. They had a wonderful show last night. She's singing Bee Gees on that song, and that song is an old Gene Ritchie tune who I'm a big fan of. So yeah, I hope you like it, and thanks again for coming on up to the house tonight. I want to thank my good friend Evangeline Elston, who's helping share this out to the groups today. My special guest is the amazing Ethan Ballinger. I'll be bringing him on a little bit later and telling you a little bit more about him. Stay tuned for that. He is an incredible guitar player, multi-instrumentalist. You're going to love him. And I just wanted, I'm just going to put these things. Hi there, welcome. We're so happy you're here. Let us know in the comments where you're listening from. This is being broadcast to Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Like the page, sign up for my YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff. If you're able, that would be great. Yeah, every little bit helps. So, and also I have a newsletter. If you want to be reminded about when these shows happen, ordinarily this would have happened tomorrow, but because of Easter weekend and everything, we decided instead of doing it Easter Sunday, we would do it today. So here's the information for my my website, the newsletter. If you sign up there, I don't send things out that often, just every couple of weeks to let everybody remind everybody about the shows and stuff. Yeah, and as always, we're kindly asking, gratefully asking for any donations you might be able to afford. For today's artist, we're splitting it together, and these are the places where you can donate to: paypal.me/lmcrae42. You can just put that right in the URL and it'll take you right there, and you can just, it's real simple. Same with Venmo is Linda-McRae-12. And I forgot to mention for the PayPal, if you actually say that it's a gift, there's no extra charges, so all the money comes through. You don't get charged anything extra or whatever. So try and do that as well. So I think, yeah, I'm actually just going to put up, we have next couple of weeks coming up. Here's the guests that we have. The wonderful Miss Brown to you are coming to you from Oklahoma on Sunday, April 18th. And then May 2nd is my mom's birthday, and she is doing all the programming for the show. Mom is currently, she's still in the hospital. If you could post in the chat just a hello to Mom, I know she'll really appreciate that when she comes out of the hospital, it would mean a lot to us. So if you get a chance to just say hi Mom, that would be great. She's my biggest fan and my biggest supporter, and well, she's the reason I'm here, of course, in more ways than one. But anyway, on May 16th is the wonderful Lori Yates from Ontario. She's a great singer-songwriter. She's a feisty thing, and I just love what she does. And then on May 30th is Kay Miracle and Penny Jo Pullis. I've known Penny Jo for quite a while. She organizes something called Tex Chromosome in Austin. She lives in Austin, and she puts on all kinds of incredible events there. She's a powerhouse. She's a great supporter of women in music, and so I hope you'll join us for that. So I think that's about it for now. I'm just gonna take a look on here on the comments. Oh wow, this is great. Roberto Espinoza, he's tuning in from Vancouver, BC. That's one of my hometowns. I was actually born on Vancouver Island. But yeah, I spent a lot of time in Vancouver, years and years and years. So, and here we have Jim Hendrickson. Hi, Jim, from upstate New York. That's fantastic. And then, and this is Evangeline. She's my agent, and she's been doing so much helping me so much during this whole time. Oh, and there's Jim Carroll. Hey, Jim. Jim is unbelievable. He lives in Austin as well, and he's been posting everybody's live streams every day since this whole thing started. I don't know how you do it, Jim. I can't thank you enough for everything you do. You're just such a huge music supporter, and he donates every show. Like, I just thank you so much. Oh, and my stepdad, Ray. Hi, Ray. Ray's tuning in from Langford. And Denise Williams says, hi, Marge. That's my mom's name. Hope you're on the mend. Thanks, Dee. Appreciate that. And Linda Henson. Nice to see and hear you from Victoria. That's great. So thank you so much, everybody. I'll keep an eye on those on these comments as we're going. I wanted to thank everyone who tuned in to the Hank Williams show 2 weeks ago. It was a huge success, and everybody just really rose to the occasion. I was so happy with the way it all turned out, and all the artists were, really fantastic, and everybody really supported that show. So thank you so much to everyone who helped out with that. And to Beth Petty from the Hank Williams Museum, and Jay Johnson as well from the Honky Tonk House Concerts, who helped us with that too. I am going to play a couple of Hank tunes. What the heck? I thought I would do a couple here to start the day off. Oops, I will just move that around. Oh, Chris Ballinger, yay. Watching from Cookville. Oh my gosh, wow, from Denmark. Annette Christensen. Oh, that's incredible. I'm so glad that, having this at 4 o'clock has really been wonderful, because people are able to tune in from overseas, whereas earlier it was just too early. Oh, and there's my cousin Ron Strong. Yay. Jim Whitford. I'm going to be playing our song, Jim, so stay tuned. So anyway, here's a couple of Hank tunes for you. I was riding number 9, heading south from Caroline. I heard that low lonesome whistle blow. Got in trouble, I had to roam left my gown, left my home. I heard that lonesome whistle blow. Just a kid acting smart, I went and broke my darling's heart. Guess I was too young to know. They put me off at Georgia, Maine, locked me to this ball and chain. I heard that lonesome whistle blow. All alone I bear the shame. I'm a number, not a name. I heard that lonesome whistle blow. All I do is sad and cry when that evening train rolls by. I heard that lonesome whistle blow. I'll be locked here in this cell until my body is just a shell, and my hair it turns whiter than snow. I'll never see that gal of mine, 'cause I'm in Georgia doing time. I heard that lonesome whistle blow. I heard that lonesome whistle blow. Lonesome Whistle. Gosh, I love that song. I love Hank so much. He's definitely, as a songwriter, he's one of the yardsticks to hold up to. And thank you. Thanks so much, everybody, for posting in the chat there. If you could just post there and let me know everything's sounding okay. I had a couple of technical issues earlier, and I think it was just because the internet, I didn't have the Ethernet plugged in to the modem, which seems insane. That just doesn't seem right, but it seems to be okay now. So hopefully everything's all right. Just let me know in the chat. I can see it. Things are coming by. Oh, good. Hey, Ina May. Hi. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So this is another Hank tune. I got to play this at Hank's grave on New Year's Eve a few years back. It was a New Year's I'll never forget. Here we go. me. He made a rambling man. Some folks might say that I'm no good and that I wouldn't settle down if I could. But when that open road starts to call in me, there's something o'er the hill that I just gotta see. Sometimes it's hard, but you gotta understand. When the Lord made me, He made a rambling man. Well, I love to see the towns passing by and to ride these rails beneath God's clear blue sky. So let me travel this land from the mountains to the sea, for that's the life I believe He meant for me. And when I'm gone and at my grave you stand to say God's called home your rambling man. Rambling man. Oh, I forgot. I'm going to do another tune on this thing. This is one that I wrote with my husband James a few years back. It's on my Rough Edges and Ragged Hearts album. I love co-writing with other people. It's just, of course it's with other people, but it's so much fun because they come up with ideas that you would just never think about on your own, you know. We ended up writing this song, a love song, but using Pinocchio as the main thread running through the song. And, you know, he came up with this really great idea. Not a lot rhymes with Pinocchio, not that everything has to rhyme, but he came up with a really, really wonderful, a really wonderful idea for this song. Somebody said, MJ says, those are some big headphones. They actually are, aren't they? But they're the most comfortable ones I have. I have this other pair of studio headphones that I've had for years, but they keep slipping off my head. So I'll play this one for you. It goes like this. I'm a real live girl, not a marionette. The boy I love is my greatest joy. Don't tell lies. If you tell lies, my mama said, your nose will grow like Geppetto's boy. like Geppetto's boy. Geppetto's boy. I got to write some more on the banjo. I haven't written anything on it in a little while. Well, one song. But yeah, so let's see. I am going to do this one now. My good friend Jim Whitford he lives up in Buffalo, I've known for a long, long time. He and I just started doing some co-writing a couple of weeks ago. We've written 2 songs. We're working on a third, and this is one that we wrote this past Monday, and it's I'm pretty happy with it. We actually, oh my gosh, there's people from the Netherlands. Oh wow, Karen, I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name. I'll put it on here. Yay! Oh yeah, Den Helder. The Netherlands. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you folks here. And David from Salt Spring. That's awesome. So great. And I saw somebody else was from the UK. Oh yeah, Karen Brasher. That's awesome. Wow. Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. So anyway, yeah, Jim and I wrote this song, and then he called me up on, was it Wednesday? Wednesday, I think it was, and turns out that it was Lefty's birthday. It would have been Lefty's birthday. So I did a little short, tuned in on FaceTime and played this, but I think I will play it, and I'll play it now for you. Found myself at the ruins of a grave. Could have been anyone with no given name. Cigarettes and broken bottles hit a star that did fade. How it got to that state is a crying shame. Sing me a song about Saginaw. And I'm not the man I'm supposed to be. Sing about a man who lived hard as he fell from the ruins of the grave of Lefty Frizzell. Did she stand here in a long black veil, thinking how her heart broke while he waited in jail? And oh, how his face hid a dangerous grace as he hammered his own coffin nail. So sing me a song about Saginaw. And I'm not the man I'm supposed to be. Sing about a man who lived hard as he fell from the ruins of the grave of Lefty Frizzell. A Bible by my bed, now it's gone. Lost every word that I could lean on. So go down, Moses, there's no promised land. There ain't no other shore. So sing me yourself at the ruins of a grave. Oh yeah, Lefty Frizzell. Oh my God, what amazing songs he wrote. Just such fabulous songs. So I'm going to do one more. I had a request for this one, and Ethan is standing by. I think he may have been playing along with me as I've been playing here. Possibly, I'm not sure. But I'm going to do one more tune. I had a request for this one. And the band that I'm in with Ethan's parents actually do this song. And I wrote this with my good friend Kelly Kessler a couple of months back. It's another one of those ones that I never would have written without her help. It's called All Vine No Tater. And it goes out to Denise Williams. She requested this one, so. Fiery sauce that ain't that fiery. Groceries bought way past expiry. Perennials that won't perenny. What in the world do I do with 1 penny? Bulb burned down in a month or less. Chewed up pencil with a broken lead. Skinny leg jeans start to sag. 3 little chips when you open the bag. All vine, no tater. All steak house, no waiter. All high fine, no platter. What in the hell could be the matter? All vine, all vine, all vine, all vine, no tater. Drippy lid on my takeout coffee. This is one expensive hobby. Bumbershoot torn inside out. A pint of dark beer that ain't that stout. How we gonna see another folk revival when there's instant fame on American Idol? Next year there'll be last year's model. Poor little wine cork stuck in the bottle. All vine, no tater. All steak house, no waiter. All I'm fine, no platter. What in the hell could be the matter? All vine, all vine, all vine, all vine, no tater. All Phil, no Don. All Paul, no John. All Garfunkel, no Simon. All vine, no tater. All steak house, no waiter. All high fine, no platter. What in the hell could be the matter? All vine, all vine, all vine, all vine, no tater. All vine, all vine, all vine, no tater. All vine, no tater. That song is so much fun to play, and doing it with Crossing the Caney is just a blast. Oh my gosh. So much fun. I can't wait till we can all get out and actually play live in front of an audience, you know, and it's just, I mean, this is really great. It's a great alternative. But yeah, you know, it's just, I can't see your faces and all that kind of stuff. So, but I know Ethan is standing by. I'm just going to read a couple more things out here. Doug Gook from up in Quesnel says, thanks, Linda. A swan just landed on the little patch of open water here on Dragon Lake, Quesnel, when you were singing your last song, and that was the one about Lefty. So that's really cool. Thanks for mentioning that, Doug. Doug produced a show for me up in Quesnel years ago, a long time ago. So yeah, it's just so nice to see all these wonderful folks. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. And Ina May, she's in New York City. I'm part of this songwriting group every Monday night, and the idea is you're supposed to bring in a brand new song that you've written, since the last meeting, and it's just been incredible. And I can't thank Anime and all the other folks that are on that in that group enough. It's been a real learning experience. Everyone listens to and gives constructive feedback and stuff, and it's just fantastic. And there's some really really great songwriters in there. So yeah, I just love it. So okay, so I am going to just read you a little blurb about Ethan here. Oh, wait till you hear this guy. He's an amazing player. Says Ethan Ballinger has a diverse career as a producer, band leader, multi-instrumentalist, composer, and solo artist. Currently a member of Miranda Lambert's touring band, he has also toured full-time with Lee Ann Womack, served as band leader for Aubrey Sellers, been featured in Guitar Player magazine, produced albums for Missy Raines. I love Missy Raines. Ryan Caldwell and Adam Chaffins, and performed on solo recordings with Willie Nelson, Alison Krauss, Lee Ann Womack, Leon Bridges, Tim O'Brien, Alison Brown, Andrew Coombs, and Jill Andrews, to name a few. He's composed and recorded original music for several PBS documentaries, including an Emmy Award-winning Crank, Darkness on the Edge of Town, and released 4 solo albums of his own original material. So let's welcome Mr. Ethan Ballinger. I'm just going to bring him on here. Hey, Ethan.
Hello.
How are you doing? This is pretty bizarre, eh? This whole setup.
Is this thing on?
Yeah. Can you hear? I can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Great. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. I just love what you do, and I've had the chance to hear you play quite a few times, and actually, you joined us the Crossing the Caney on a couple of gigs too, and it was just so amazing.
Yeah.
And
so fun.
I just thought I'd ask you a couple of questions to start off before we get you to play, sort of settle in here a little bit. But
Okay.
Where are you from? Where were you born?
I am from Cookeville, Tennessee.
Right.
Which is,
and there's a lot of musicians in Cookeville, isn't there?
Yeah, I feel like it's a pretty fertile ground for, there's a lot of music history and around these parts.
Yeah, no kidding. I was just gonna show a couple of things. You come from a really musical family, and it's just so amazing. I'm gonna show a couple of photos here of Ethan as a kid. I'm not sure how old you are here, but you're on Grandpa Jones' back porch playing the fiddle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, isn't that so cute? How old are you there? Do you know?
I don't remember.
Two or three, maybe. That is just.
Yeah, I was obsessed with the fiddle when I was like 2 and 3.
Oh my gosh! Wow, so cute. And then there's this other one, and this just blows me away too. There's your mom. That's you. Is that a banjo uke?
It's a little toy banjo, yeah.
Yeah, toy banjo, and your mom, and that's Chet Atkins, of all people. So yeah, I mean, you just the people that you grew up with, John Hartford and a lot of those folks used to come and hang out at your place, at your parents' jams and things. To us that seems so amazing, but being a kid that age probably was just kind of normal to you, right?
Yeah, I definitely didn't appreciate it, like I wish that I would have.
Yeah, I mean, they probably all that stuff has probably shaped your whole musical journey, I would think, though, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's no way that it doesn't, just being around it and, sometimes touring with my parents or sleeping in my dad's bass case and, just like.
Oh, I love that. Sleeping in your dad plays upright bass, so yeah, that's a fair size bass case. That's incredible.
And, I think I always looked up to my parents and like their band and just that tight bond they had, and I always wanted to be a part of that. And there's like beyond just the music, there's just the lifestyle kind of things you kind of like,
yeah,
look up to or just take in, you know, like that just things that seem normal that aren't, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So was there anything else that you kind of wanted to be when you're growing up, or was it music all the way?
I mean, I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle at some point. I was really into that. But other than that, yeah, I mean, music. It's pretty much all I've ever wanted to do.
Yeah.
I've just really been obsessed with it from an early age. I think
Wow.
I was like,
Well, and I was just going to show a couple other pictures here too. There's one here of you playing with Lee Ann Womack. Do you recall where that is?
I have no idea where.
Okay,
where
yeah,
that
I
is,
got all the
but,
thousands of shows.
but
Yeah,
that's my good friend Luke Bola playing fiddle. You know, amazing.
that's such a great action shot. I just love that photo.
Yeah,
And then there's
That's from like a part, you know, there were tours where we would break down and have like a bluegrass section of the set and just be around one mic, and that's what that photo is from. Where we're all
wow,
just
that's-
playing and singing around one mic.
right.
So
That's really
fun.
great. And then there's this other one here of you with Missy Raines and the New Hip, and I just love that. I love that that band name. It's so fantastic. The New Hip. It's kind of funny when you get older. You kind of
Yeah,
you need a new hip, right? So
Yeah.
anyway, but yeah, then that's at Mountain Stage, that's a really great show and everything as well. So that's awesome. You've done some really incredible things in your young years already.
thank you.
So
I've been,
yeah,
I've
it's
been
amazing.
incredibly lucky to haven't had
man.
to get a real job yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have one heck of a lot of talent too. So why don't we show the folks? Play us a tune there.
Okay. I am going to play and sing some of my original songs, which tend to be pretty sad and weird.
That's good. I like that.
But I figured I would start out with one of mine that is a little more sort of conventional or something.
Cool.
Whatever. This is kind of like this is kind of my version of a cowboy song.
Oh wow!
I
Awesome.
spent a week out in Marfa, Texas, camping out in the desert, and this was a song that I just remember thinking at night under those stars in that sky that it like, no matter how lonely you are, there's something just kind of majestic and comforting about that. And so this song just kind of came out pretty organically.
That's
in that
so
setting.
beautiful. Wow. Well, everybody, welcome Ethan Ballinger.
Thank you. Texas stars shine for me, light up my cold dark heart. Texas stars shining bright, don't leave me alone tonight. Been down all my luck, nowhere to go, nothing to look at but you. The West Texas sky open and wide, leaving me
Wow, that was beautiful. Oh, what a beautiful song.
Oh, thank you.
When did you write that?
A few years ago.
Really? Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
Thank
It
you.
really set up a mood. It's just lovely. Wow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Well, why don't you play us another tune there?
Okay. I'll play something a little more recent. I'm a very slow writer. It takes me sometimes years to finish things. This is a song I wrote also in Texas. I'll get my two Texas songs out of the way. During the first couple months of quarantine last year, kind of went there to get away for a minute when the world was feeling pretty crazy, and I will often write down kind of like phrases or ideas, or just fragments of things, and I think I had written down everything gets put in its place, all the mighty should fall or shall fall. It's just kind of an idea to spark something, and I think I was walking around a lot, just kind of looking up at the sky and wondering what the hell was going on, and just thinking about big things, and combined with that other fragment of an idea, this song kind of came out of that. There is one cuss word at the start of the song. I hope that's okay, Linda. But yeah, so here's kind of a newer thing. Asshole and don't know it. Always waiting on bad news. Pissed off and don't show it. Everything was put in its place. Love's not a fate. Barely a little's not enough. We woke up in a new age. Everything was put in its place. Ooh. Ooh.
another beautiful one. It's so interesting too how certain songs demand more silence at the ends than other ones do. You know,
Yeah.
like your songs are so atmospheric, and it's really lovely hearing you sing. I haven't really heard you sing that much. You know, you're
Thank you very much.
such a great instrumentalist. It's just, and you have a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's so great.
You know, I've never done this, singing my own songs on a live stream. Like, just I've played my songs with bands and stuff, but this is quite uncomfortable for me. So,
Oh well, there's no need to be uncomfortable, but I know what you mean. I find doing these live streams is more nerve wracking than doing live shows because there's just so many things that can kind of go wrong, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I totally get it. But
yeah, thanks for reminding me. Just kidding.
yeah, no, it's good. So far, so good. Everything's going great, and it sounds really, really wonderful.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to mention, you know, as I said at the beginning there, you've played with some really incredible people, and you're actually starting rehearsals with Miranda Lambert on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
How many songs how much material have you had to learn for that?
It's a lot, but you know, it's not every song she's ever done.
Yeah.
You know, at least for now. Eventually, that will be the case, but luckily they've narrowed it down for me. But, you know, but it is a lot. We have some shows coming up this month, which is very surreal to even imagine.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, no kidding.
I'm extremely excited and nervous and all the things. You know, I haven't played a show obviously since the end of February. So the thought of being on stage in front of people is like kind of a crazy, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. We got together with a couple of friends just recently. You know, we've all been vaccinated and everything, and it was like we almost forgot how to be with each other.
Yeah.
You know, it's just such a weird feeling.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
I wanted to ask you too. Like you wear a lot of hats. You know, you're a producer, you're a songwriter, you're a side person. Can you talk just a little bit about the differences between those things? And you know, how does it differ in each circumstance, basically?
That's a good question. I don't know that I have a super profound answer for that. I mean, I think it all stems from me just, you know, first and foremost, just being a huge music fan and, you know, and just really being at an early age obsessed with lots of aspects of music, you know, not just virtuosic, like playing parts of music, but I was obsessed with, you know, with albums, like the way things are sequenced in sound, and I was obsessed with like the way bands play together, and then, you know, the way things sound, and I think I was just really curious and obsessed with lots of different parts of it, and you know, the way and like writing and the way things are, you know, that side of things too.
You know, I guess producing is such a different thing from performing too, because you have to really create kind of a safe space, or I mean, you're not like Phil Spector or something with a gun or whatever, but you know,
not all.
But
the time.
yeah, you know, trying to make the people that you're working with comfortable enough to get the best performances out of, and everything is there's a real art to that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many layers of that, you know, like in every situation, every song, every album is every artist is different, you know. There's no just kind of like rule book for how to do it. There's a whole lot of wrong ways to do it, and probably a whole lot of right ways to do it too, you know. Yeah. But that's also what keeps it fresh and keeps it so exciting every time, and you know, I can't imagine ever there's just like no greater feeling than making something that wasn't there before, you know?
Isn't that amazing? That's the thing I love about songwriting too. Is just the fact that 2 hours or a year ago or whatever, however long, some take so much longer,
Yeah.
didn't exist, and then all of a sudden there it is. It's just such an incredible.
I think that's what
feeling.
I love about making albums or records is that it's kind of the culmination of all the, it's like, you have songs, you have performances, you have recordings, you have the capturing. It's like, it's just, all of the
Right.
different elements kind of combine to make a greater thing,
Right, right.
And I really love that.
That's really fantastic. So, and what artists have influenced your songwriting?
I tried
Any?
to prepare myself for a question like this. And I was like, man, I can't think of some really specific good
Right.
like Bob Dylan or something
Right.
I
Who do you listen to? Who are you listening to these days? Do you listen to? Well, I guess right now you're probably listening to Miranda Lambert,
I'm
trying
listening
to learn all her
listening to
stuff.
A lot of Miranda
Yeah.
Lambert.
Yeah.
I go through phases. I go through rabbit holes.
Yeah.
It's funny. Recently, I'm less concerned with how good things are. I think I used to really want things to be I was listening to masterpieces all the time or something. And now it's more important for something to just kind of challenge my
Right.
preconceptions of things or things I've never heard before, or things that are just sound fresh and interesting, and maybe that's things that are kind of obscure and not done very well.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah, I know what you're saying, because it's sort of tastes in different singers, Bob Dylan versus Tony Bennett or whatever. I mean, that's all just totally a matter of taste, for sure. I mean, I have
Yeah.
so many questions that I want to talk to you about and everything. I could sit here and talk to you for hours, but I'm sure everybody wants to hear you play too. So why don't you play us another tune there?
Okay. We can do that. I think I will play a song. I made an album. I mean, it came out, about 10 years ago now, I guess, called Don't Lose It. And it was kind of my first singing album.
Wow.
I kind of growing up with amazingly talented singing parents. I felt a lot of pressure about that part of things, and kind of
Wow.
didn't ever think I would actually do that. But then I kind of started writing songs, and it kind of was a thing that happened organically, and I made this album in my bedroom called Don't Lose It.
Wow. I never even thought of that as actually feeling pressure because of how talented your parents are. I mean, you're so friggin' talented. I guess we all have that kind of, sometimes lack of self-confidence in ourselves. But I just love your voice. It's so great.
Oh, thank you so much. I think a lot of my songs have been about things I don't feel like I can talk about, and mental health
Right.
things, and,
Wow,
and that album
right.
specifically was a lot about that,
Yeah.
and this song would
Okay.
is all about that kind of about
Right.
kind of just the murkiness, it's
Right.
and it's called Meaningless.
Great. Once again, Ethan Ballinger.
Dead breath I can't hear you, Linda. Are you muted?
Thank you. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I muted myself while you were playing because I'm answering people's things in here. So, but yeah, wow. What was the name of that album again?
Don't Lose It was the name of that.
Yeah,
of that
wow.
It's kind of like, I imagined it if like Paul Simon and Pink Floyd made an album together. Or
Oh man.
Elliott Smith or something.
Yeah.
Those are some people I would say are big influences.
Right. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, such incredibly talented folks. When I was around when Dark Side of the Moon actually came out, and I friggin' played that album so much. Do you remember? Actually, I'll let you play one more. Get you to play one more song, and then like I said, I got reams of questions here for
great.
you. But anyway, yeah. Why don't you play another tune for us? Oh, and I wanted to ask you, are you switching instruments there?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the mandolin if that's
Cool.
okay.
Okay.
Totally. So before we get too gloomy here,
That's
there's nothing
No,
gloomy
that's
about the
great.
mandolin.
awesome. Oh, Evangeline Elston here says Shades of Calexico.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
cool. Yeah. I wanted to ask you what kind of guitar that is. It looks like an old Fender, but I don't. Is it?
Yeah, it's supposed to look like an old Fender Jaguar.
Yeah. Right.
It's made by a guy in town. He calls it Danocaster.
Wow! Really?
I've got 3 of his guitars. I'm a huge fan of his.
Oh.
And he's here in town. He makes these
Wow.
beautiful handmade relic guitars.
That's really cool. Wow. And Karen Brashear says, I heard the Paul Simon influence.
Oh, cool.
Definitely. So, yeah. So that's great. Awesome. Okay, well, I will take myself off of here and get you to play some Mando there.
Okay. A good friend of mine fabulous mandolin player named Matt Flinner has a trio, and they tour a lot and do a thing called Musique du Jour, where they all three members in the band have to write a song every day they're on the road, or every day they have a show. They have to write songs that day and then learn them and play them that night. And I did a tour with them doing this, and it was, you know, a really fun challenge. This was playing acoustic music. And so I wrote a mandolin tune one day after we had stayed in this fabulous house in Asheville, or outside of Asheville, North Carolina, and there was a incredible, particularly amazing bathroom with a system on the toilet I had never experienced before. The bass player was having some issues, as sometimes that happens on the road with, you know, bathroom issues, toilet issues. And I wrote this song. It's kind of a 5-part fiddle tune, kind of a reel. And so in honor of the bass player on that tour, I named this the No Shit Sherlock Reel.
Yeah. No shit, Sherlock. Oh my God, that's fantastic. And I can't imagine what that would have been like having to write a song and play it that night, every day. Like, my gosh.
It was so inspiring, yeah.
No kidding, because I mean, being on the road I find it really hard to write on the road. So that's really cool. What a great idea.
Yeah, a lot of tunes came from that I didn't hate, which is which is a hard thing for me to do, to write something I don't hate. So
are you really like self-critical, obviously?
Yeah, but
yeah.
But yeah, there's something about the pressure of that, that really makes you kind of snap into focus,
right?
In a way that you don't when you don't have anything, deadlines or anything.
I was actually, I don't want to stump you or put you on the spot though. Remember with that gig that we did with Crossing the Caney, and you and Mark were doing that beautiful Bill Monroe waltz? What's that called?
The Lonesome Moonlight Waltz?
Yeah. Do you think you could play a little bit of that?
Oh, sure.
Do you remember how? Well, I'm sure you remember how it goes.
Sure,
but
yeah.
Is that
That's
okay? I don't want to put you on the spot. But
Yeah.
it's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites for sure.
Oh yeah, God, I love that song so much. I have to learn it on the accordion. What, it's just such a beautiful song. Are there any lyrics to that? Do you know?
I am not sure. That's a good question.
I gotta try and find out. Maybe if there aren't, I might try and write some.
For sure.
I don't know.
yeah.
Holy, that's
I'm
just
sure somebody's done that. but
probably yeah.
That doesn't
I'm
mean
sure.
you shouldn't make your own also.
Right, right. Yeah, it's just so gorgeous. Hey, I wanted to ask you, I always ask this of most people on the show, and I'm going to ask the folks out there too. Do you remember what the very first record you ever bought was?
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
Well, I had, a cassette Walkman.
Oh, yeah.
And I had, tons of cassettes that I listened to that I either got from my brothers or that I like copied from my friends' brothers or whatever. So I had a lot of albums and I, listened to a lot of music. But the first CD I remember buying at a store called The Joy of Music in Cookeville, where I took piano lessons.
Oh, wow.
And it was the Lion King soundtrack.
Oh,
Which, it wasn't like the Elton John, this was like the orchestral score.
oh wow.
And I loved
Right.
that. But the first CD I bought with my own actual money was Red Hot Chili Peppers' One Hot Minute.
Wow, cool.
So
That's
those-
really great.
Those two records are fond memories for me.
That's awesome. Karen Brashear says hers was the Bay City Rollers. So yeah, it's
Wow.
really interesting hearing. My first record was I actually asked for 45, my grandmother would ask us, what we always wanted. And my first one was the Animals. It was called It's My Life, and I think I'm Crying was on the other side. But anyway, yeah. And what about your first concert that you went to, kind of paid with your own money sort of deal? Do you remember?
That I don't remember. I mean,
no? Okay.
Obviously, like, so my parents play a lot, and they played at the Station Inn once a month, for forever, and so I kind of grew up going there.
Yeah.
But I remember going to some pretty big rock concerts.
Right.
I was a big like grunge kid, and I remember going to see Pearl Jam. And,
Oh wow! Really? Holy! Right.
I remember seeing Red Hot Chili Peppers, and a lot of alternative '90s rock bands and stuff like that.
Yeah, for those out there that don't know, if you ever come to Nashville, you got to go to the Station Inn, and hopefully it'll still be around. It's been there for I don't know how many years, and sadly the owner, J.T. Gray, just passed away a couple of weeks ago. I really hope they can keep it going. It's been a bluegrass venue for how long? Do you know? 35 years or more? I can't remember how long, but it's an amazing place.
Longer.
So I really hope they can keep it.
Since the 70s.
Yeah, it's my favorite place. I just love it. And you already mentioned about, like, I was going to ask you some questions about, your songwriting process, and you were saying how quite often it takes a really long time. Do you kind of have any? Does it happen differently all the time for you, or do where do you get your ideas from?
I think it's always happening differently, and part of that's because I like keeping the process open-ended and not having rules, and part of it's because I'm just not disciplined and I don't do it enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't have the time to do as much as I would like.
For sure.
But I'm always coming up with musical ideas. I have just hundreds, of just little fragments of things kind of recorded. And then I have, thousands of little lyric line ideas. And then, I think I often start with a musical idea and then try to fit words to melodies. It's usually not the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, you must have so many musical ideas. Like, how much time do you spend practicing?
Well,
I guess when you're on the road and stuff, that's probably tricky, but...
Lately, I've been practicing a lot. Like, I usually... it just fluctuates. So I spent, most of my teenage years just locked in my room, practicing, playing scales, learning whatever. And then, I went to music school, and that was like 4 years of intense practicing and study. But like I'd say I'm not usually super disciplined about like practicing technical things. Usually if I pick up a guitar, I'm wanting to create, or I find it's really helpful though to still like make my ear like learn, like play along with recordings and learn like learn Chet Atkins tunes or whatever.
Well, you probably get a lot of ideas just from picking up a guitar and fooling around with different things too. I'm sure you've got you have such a huge musical vocabulary. It's so great. Like I was saying to you during sound check the other day, I was like, I've always wanted to trade brains with somebody for a day just to try and figure out, get some of that knowledge in my own head. It's like, but you said that's probably not a good idea.
I wouldn't say it's knowledge. It's just a lot of chaos.
Oh my gosh, you got just so much at your fingertips. It's so incredible, and it's such a joy to listen to you play. So yeah, we're almost we got another 10 minutes or so here. Why don't you play another tune for us?
Okay. I guess the latest thing that I've released as far as my own music is a little project called Misery Hill, and it was kind of a 60s garage rock, Twilight Zone horror kind of a themed. And so
Wow.
here's a song from that called Monster.
Oh, I love this one.
Oh, okay.
This is really great.
Sing
okay.
along.
I'll get myself out of here.
I love the way you talk, so talk to me. I can see you're free to be the way you are. Warm in the sun, the space was meant to be erased. Only time will tell.
Oh, I just love that. It's so is that project? Have you got an album out and stuff, or is that something that brand new?
Yeah, that's out in the universe.
Right.
On it's on Spotify and wherever else, and it's on YouTube's and band camps and
Right, great.
whatever people steal music these days.
Okay, right.
can find
And I
it there.
keep forgetting to show. I'm such a I'm not the best salesperson in the world, but I hate that part of it, kind of. But anyway,
Yeah.
anybody who can send us a little bit of donation our way, that would be really great. These are the the links: paypal.me/almcrae42 or Venmo Linda-McRae-12. We'd appreciate it very much. As everybody knows, it's been a year now since both of us have actually, been able to go out there and play live shows, and it's a little on the lean side this past year. So anything people can afford to give, we're much appreciated. And you've just moved into a brand new place too. You live in Nashville now, right?
Yeah, can you tell? It's not
It's so great, though. You have a whole house, you were telling me. That's so awesome. Really glad to hear that.
yeah, I'm still very much getting settled in, but this will be kind of my little studio music room eventually.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You just moved in a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have to pop by and come and bring you a coffee machine or something. You'll have to
Mr.
let us
Coffee.
know what you need. Do you drink coffee? You probably don't drink coffee.
Actually, yeah, I don't.
No, I didn't think so. Yeah, Ethan is, for health reasons, he's become a really incredible cook. Doing all kinds of really cool things. And it's kind of mostly vegan, I think, right?
A lot of vegan,
Yeah.
and paleo, gluten free,
Right.
sugar free, soy free.
Yeah, well, maybe you can share a recipe on here when after the whole thing's over. I'm sure there's other people out there that are doing that kind of thing as well.
If anybody is interested, please reach out. I've definitely thought about, about having some kind of blog or something. Definitely have a vast collection of recipes at this point.
Yeah, what a
kinda,
great idea.
Anti-inflammatory kind of,
Right,
vibes.
yeah. That's awesome. I know your mom's been doing the same thing, so that's really great. Sharing recipes. That's a really good idea. Doing a blog or a cookbook or something.
Well, I'm not the first person to ever think of that. So there's
Well,
there's a lot of stuff like that already out there.
Right.
Which I'm so fortunate that I've had so many resources to help me.
Yeah.
Kind of find my way with all that.
Right. That's really fantastic. Well, yeah, I know you've had other bands that you work with as well as like the Danberries. Is that still going or they're
I don't work with them anymore, but they
Okay.
are still a band. Yeah.
Okay.
I produced 2 records for them.
Right. Great stuff. Yeah, they're really, 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 really good. I was reading actually just looking up stuff to ask you and everything. You actually did a Spinal Tap tribute show.
Yeah, we were called Sex Farm.
Oh my gosh!
I got to be Nigel. It was one of the best things.
Oh my! So where was that? Where did you do it? Was it a
few
tour?
shows.
Or?
No, but it was around town. We did a few kind of benefit things. We did something at the basement and a couple other things. I really wish it would have become a regular.
Boy,
thing.
no
So
kidding! I wish I had seen that. And Nigel is the most fun one of the bunch.
I got to recite Stonehenge.
Oh.
I mean, it was so great.
Oh my God, that's too great. Well,
to wear
thanks.
some
And
spandex.
I actually was going to put these are the different places that people can find Ethan's music online. Bandcamp is a really great place. I think Thursdays if you buy people's music, they don't charge anything. It's all the money goes to the artist, and so I know Bandcamp is actually. It seems that the artist actually gets more of the money than some of the other ones for sure.
Yeah.
And Instagram, you're really post a lot on Instagram too, right?
Well, I don't post a lot anywhere.
Oh, okay.
I'm
right.
I'm not very technically savvy. This
Yeah.
this hurt my brain setting this up to get this right. So I'm glad that it's working. But
I know.
But I'm the most active on Instagram of anyone.
Okay.
So that's where.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I'm just so glad that you've stopped by today, and it's worked out really well. For those that don't know, I started using StreamYard, and it's just great. It's so easy, and I highly recommend it if you're wanting to do these kind of shows. So, are you still feeling? How do you feel about it all? Did it go okay for you?
This process?
Yeah.
Oh man, I had so much fun.
I'm so glad.
Thank you
I'm
so
so
much
glad.
for having me.
I'm so glad.
This was
Well, why don't you do one more tune for us? Like, I feel like I could sit here and talk with you another hour or something. There's just such an interesting person, and I really appreciate you being here. I got a couple of little more announcements after you're done, but
okay.
Why don't you play one more song for us?
Well, I had planned on closing out with that semi-rocker, but I guess I could just play another fiddle tune or something on the mandolin. Maybe that's
whatever you like. You know, the rocker's cool. Man, play two.
We'll end on a slightly happier note.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, I'll do an old fiddle tune that's got a few different names, but did you ever see The Devil Uncle Joe, Miss McCloud's Reel, whatever you want to call it? I think you're still muted there. I think you're still muted there, Linda.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ethan Ballinger. It's just such a treat to have you on the show. All the best with all everything that's going on. You got some really killer things happening. I hope the rehearsals go really well. We'll be keeping an eye out on your Instagram and Bandcamp and all that stuff. Keeping in touch and seeing where you are and what you're up to. So thanks again. You're just such a great artist, and I really appreciate you being here. Thanks again to everyone out there on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, and we'll say goodbye to Ethan here now. Let's have a big round of applause for Ethan Ballinger. Yay!
Thank you so much. This is
Thank you,
thanks,
Ethan.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for being here. I just got a couple of announcements to make, so
Okay.
we'll
pick
see you
soon.
down the road. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
So yeah, oh my God, what a talented fella. Man. I'd love to take lessons from him. He is so good. So, I'm just going to show, these are the folks that are coming up in the next little while. Miss Brown to You on April 18th. My mom's birthday requests, and then Lori Yates and Kay Miracle and Penny Joe Poulos. So thanks again for being here, everybody, on Facebook. Thanks again to Evangeline for helping share. If you could share these, the feed to your friends and everything too, that's a big help as well. That helps with all those algorithms. So I'm going to sign off now with our little outro. And thanks again. We'll see you in a couple of weeks on the Saturday, on the 18th. Happy Easter, everybody. Take care. Come on up to the house. Well, you should surrender, but you can't let go. You gotta come on up to the house. You gotta come on up to the house. You gotta come on up to the house. This world is not my home, I'm just passing through. You gotta come on up to the house. This world is not my home, I'm just passing through, so why don't you